Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Pauly Howard. We are live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. And what a 3-hour program we have lined up today. Still in disbelief, basically stunned as the rest of the world is over what happened last night in New York. Game 4, plenty on that game, and we'll look ahead to Game 5 as well. A lot on Game 5 tonight of the Stanley Cup Final. Dennis Bernstein on the program coming up in 30 minutes live in Raleigh. UFC Freedom is this weekend. Lou Finicaro on the program. Best bets in the World Cup with Steve Wiss. Stanford Steve, who was at MSG last night, part of ESPN Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt. He's on the show today. How did the Spurs get over that loss going back to San Antonio? And here at Circa, you know, Paulie, if I could do it all over again, 2 things come to mind. One would be a Navy SEAL. Number 2 would be a professional photographer. And Instagram, Mitch Moss, you can go follow me there. I put up a video of the scene here at Circa Sports. This book is completely sold out today to begin the World Cup.
Yes.
It's awesome. Lively.
Yep.
I heard JVT and Stormy on the way in. There was like a chance for Mexico. It was not their goal. They lead 1-0 at halftime against South Africa. There was another chance for them. And they said, no, we're completely enclosed here. They could hear the book completely erupt with that opportunity. They love their club here. Vegas is a great spot when Mexico plays, and basically when USA plays, any spot across the country is awesome.
Both teams to score, no minus 280. Total under 2.5, minus $2. Mexico, $8. Draw 6-1. South Africa, get nuts, 27-1. It's been all Mexico in the first half as we're at halftime now.
There was an elite save from the South African keeper right probably 10 minutes ago that easily could have put Mexico up 2-0, but he was there, made a great read on it, and came away with that save. So what do you want to do now with this series, man? I'm looking at the game last night, and this is exactly when the Spurs got up by 29 in the third quarter. I'm all over apps. I'm looking at a number because I wanted to be involved with the Knicks to come back and make this a game. Because I figured that that three-point shooting was going to be unsustainable for the Spurs throughout. The best number that I could find was 30-1, down by 29 points.
That's the big story, I think, at least with the sports books. I can't believe that was the price, even though it just happened against Cleveland and they were 80-1. They were down 20 with 7 minutes and 80-1 against the Cavs. They're down 20 with 9 minutes, and the best you can do is 30-1 at FanDuel. I was shocked by that.
Other books were much lower than that.
That's true, yeah. 22 and 19-1. So down by 17 with less than 9 minutes to go. Teams were 0 for 96 in the finals since 1970. And it was just a madhouse. I retweeted this before the show. When you watch the game on TV, they lower the audio in the arena. That was so loud, and just the atmosphere and how the fans are on top of you. Starks is on the floor.
Yeah.
Marbury's on the floor. Melo telling the guys, the offensive rebound is there. Go get it. And OG gets it. And then everyone's standing up in the celebrity row and making a difference. It just, for a team to come unglued like that, move over Atlanta Falcons. It's an incredible collapse and the largest decrease in 70 years when you talk about 76 points and 14 made threes at the half and only 30 points and 3 of 17 from 3 in the second half, and they couldn't even go over their team total.
I mean, I completely agree with Charles Barkley, his reaction after the game was over with, when he said, we watched the dumbest basketball team in the history of civilization. Mitch Johnson, I thought a couple things here. This is a compliment sandwich. He began the game with a very smart coaching move. They isolated Fox against Cat to try to pick up a foul on Cat. It worked. And then he closed the game with a beautifully drawn-up play. Castle was wide open. If Cat doesn't tip that ball, it's maybe a wide-open layup, and the Spurs walk it off at the buzzer. In between, what was that? All-time stink bomb from Johnson and those players. They could not stop taking threes, and that 29-point lead when the Knicks were going on that run. Missed 3 after missed 3. They missed 8 in a row.
Don't forget, he played Wemby all those minutes, and he was gassed.
Yeah, he played 44, and you have a 29-point lead. And even when the Knicks are making that run, nope, let's keep Wemby on the floor. Let's forget about it in case the Knicks are going to come at us and cut this lead down, and we're going to need him in the fourth quarter where he might be completely tanked. Nope, stay out there, buddy.
Yep. You'll never forget that game. Never. And if the Spurs lose, it'll haunt them maybe the rest of their career. And what it means for the fan base and the Knicks, and just to be a sports fan, you can't get enough of this. Where it's over. You're down 29. You have no chance. You're down 20 with 9 minutes left. And all of a sudden they can't make a shot and everything is going in. And you could argue the best half of a finals game, what OG did. In the second half, he was 7 of 9, 5 of 5 from 3, the iconic block, and then the tip-in to give them the lead and the win. And then Brunson, the degree of difficulty with what he was doing. And I love that was the first time all year Alvarado and Brunson were playing together at the same time. And your guy Alvarado knocking down big shots.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I would also say that the last 30 seconds was all-time bad from, other than OG. I mean, clearly what Fox did, that's been talked about to death. Not only the layup and not running the clock out or trying to run around the court, also then leaving OG the inbounder, and that left him to go in for the opening tip. No box out there. I also thought the shot from Brunson that needs to be ridiculed.
Yeah, that was too early and way out.
That was a terrible shot by Brunson.
Yeah, I was surprised by that, but it worked out, no doubt. Fox imploded. Fox was terrible with his shot selection, and I don't understand why Harper isn't getting more minutes.
He's got him.
I'd rather have Harper. If you tell me one guy's 20, who's 20 years old, and the other guy's on the max contract and a veteran, you'd think you're on drugs.
Yeah. It's another thing. Why was Harper, and I get the last play was awesome. It was there. And that better not get lost, by the way. Cat tipping the ball defensively cannot get lost in the annals when this game is talked about 30 years from now. But why Harper's basically your best player last night. He's inbounding the basketball? He can't get a look in the fourth quarter?
Yeah. It happened again. And the foul to give came back to bite someone again.
Okay, Paul, good. I'm glad you brought it up.
Absolutely.
Why did they do
the
it?
Foul to give. It's probably going to be an over and back violation on Alvarado when Fox gives the foul there. That doesn't make any sense.
You have all 5 guys back, and they're set defensively. They're ready.
You got what you want. He's in a pickle. You're in a disaster zone. And you bailed him out. Maybe you get the over and back, but you were in a great position there where he's in a tough situation, and you bailed him out with that silly take foul.
Also, Wemby was terrible in the fourth quarter. Missed alley-oop, missed hip shot, a bunch of missed free throws, missed floater.
Missed the big free throws, yes.
Absolutely, he did. A ton of missed shots in that fourth quarter.
Yes.
The Spurs led game 1 by 14. They lost. They led game 2 by 14. They lost. They led game 3 by 12. They won. They led last night by 29, and they lost. And here's another key on all those threes that they were taking. So they started 14 of 26 in the first half. They missed 14 of 17 in the second half. 12 of those 17 three-point attempts came with 10 seconds or more on the shot clock. On those attempts,
another good point. Yes,
the Spurs were 1 in 12.
Early shots. Yes.
Come on,
Incredible.
guys.
You got to try hard to give it back. It was like the Falcons against the Patriots. You got to work hard to give this one away.
They also were in the bonus with 7:17 to play, and they were never attacking the rim. I would also point this out. The biggest reason why the Knicks got back into the game, as soon as Castle got into foul trouble and had to go to the bench, that's when that allowed Brunson to operate, because Castle was awesome defensively.
Yeah.
And that completely changed the game. And also another thing, Carter Bryant must play more than Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson, along with De'Aaron Fox, they are absolutely mutilating the Spurs' chances to win this series.
Experience is big, or lack thereof. And you're seeing it from coaching and decision-making and the young mistakes and silly stuff that they're doing. And these guys are going to be all-time greats, and what the fan base is going to think of them if they can win this title. How likable they are in the epic comebacks. To do it twice in a span of 2 series, to come back like that, down 22 with 7 minutes. And this is one of the biggest choke jobs we've ever seen.
Sure
I think what they did was more impressive than what the Giants did. I've seen 9-1 in the 8th before. It's baseball, right? These bullpens are terrible. We closed the show 9-1 in the 8th. The Giants walk it off 100-1 in play. And then you're up 29 in the second half, and you blow it.
Yeah. No, last night's way more improbable, in my opinion, than coming back from 9-1 in baseball.
It's a top 3 defensive team that won 60-plus games, and it beat OKC. And they couldn't make a shot, and everything's going in for the Knicks.
Yeah. You ready for this?
Oh, man.
I love the Spurs in Game 5.
Why?
Game 5. Love them.
I don't know if you can come back from that.
Sure. Because if the Knicks lost, you'd be saying the same thing about the Knicks. They're dead. The reason why I love the Spurs in Game 5 is the same reason why they blew that lead last night. They are young, experienced, and stupid right now at playing the game of basketball. I think they're going to be completely unfazed by what happened. If this was flipped and the Knicks blew that lead last night, the Knicks would have the weight of the world on them with these players being a little bit older and more experienced. That's all they would be able to think about. You're young, you're 20, you're 21, you're 22 years old. I don't think it's going to bother them.
There's a couple other things on the table here. What if Wembanyama gets suspended? That's in play now. He gets one more point. He's gone. And that would be something if they win, yet he's not available for Game 6 or a Game 7. And if the Knicks would have lost, it would have been doomsday. And
of course it would have been.
How about Hart? How do you miss that layup? He didn't know if he was going to lay it in or dunk it.
Yeah, you're going to hear from Hart coming up, and you're also going to hear from Mitch Johnson on trying to put that game behind him.
That game had everything.
No, he's an all-time GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they lose the game. And by the way, the Spurs late. Books still had this posted -175 or higher to win the NBA Finals, as they were blowing them out last night.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So good. I mean, that just I love sports. I can't get enough of it. To see that again. And how these finals have delivered. And now we get Game 5 again tonight with the Stanley Cup. I mean, this is just 76 points in the first half, 30 in the second. And the crowd definitely makes a difference how they're into it. Whether you want MVP updated numbers, a huge move on OG, next team Giannis, LeBron, politics, weather, economy, get the Pauly market. Game 5, use promo code BUZZ, get your free $50. Trading out available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Code BUZZ. Get your $50 at Pauly Market. Get there now.
You're going to hear from the Spurs head coach. Can they put Game 4 behind them? Coming up next.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
The second half, by the way, is underway in the World Cup. Match number 1, the lid lifter, and we're watching it here, doing the show at Circus Sports. The place sold out today. The book, I can only imagine what Stadium Swim is like as well, about 105 degrees outside as we speak. And Mexico up 1-0 in the 49th minute right now as they play. And, of course, Team USA is going to be in action tomorrow night. So I would like to lay less than 5 with the Spurs in Game 5. I'm going to wait because every single public bettor I think in the world is going to be on the Knicks in this game. We'll find out. If it goes to like 4.5, definitely going to be betting that with the Spurs. And the money line, if it goes below $2, I'll probably be on the money line with the Spurs as well. I got to stick by my original prediction here. Knicks going to win this thing in 6. Yeah, there you go. What do we have? Got an opportunity now?
I think it's a red card penalty.
Uh-oh.
We got a penalty here.
Oh, Man, they're really going crazy.
This is, and also I cannot believe Adam Silver is doing cartwheels. For Game 3, to have higher ratings than 4 of the 6 Michael Jordan finals games is insanity.
Yeah.
I never thought we'd see that he transcended sports and you couldn't, everyone wants to be like Mike, and every Game 3 but 2. Knicks Spurs beat that. And if this goes 7 or even goes 6, the dream scenario, I think, for the Knicks to try to close it out at home, it has all the makings.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard for them to respond. But you're right, they're young and they can do it. But it's also on Johnson and pushing the right buttons. And Harper needs more minutes. And how he treated Wembanyama and running him into the ground when you didn't get him rest in a big blowout. But it just feels like a team of destiny that they were able to do this not once but twice in a span of less than a couple weeks.
Yeah. That
they're never out of it. And how well they play as a unit and the chemistry. Where is Bridges all of a sudden, right? Here comes Grand Theft Alvarado. Robinson, unplayable. He played 11 guys, I think, in the first half.
Sure he did.
He's trying everything.
I know.
Cat gets 2 fouls in 62 seconds. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous what's going on. People still find a way to come back and win the damn thing.
And Knicks fans, can be a little insufferable at times. All you have to do is look at that video last night. The person the entire crowd that knew where the Spurs were going to go after the game on the team bus to their hotel, threw the egg at Wembanyama, hit him in the face. That person deserves a lot of bad karma coming up. Completely ridiculous. But yeah, here's the video, by the way. What are we doing here, folks?
Multiple people threw stuff at him. Yeah. Are we sure everyone's going to be okay if they win this?
I know. I'm sticking by my guns. I'm not sure about that whatsoever.
Yeah. The other thing is MVP. I think we saw too much of an overreaction with OG, who had always been incredible. I think we can agree Cat's out of it now. He's like the 28-1. But for OG to be the second choice at plus 210 at DraftKings, I think that's too aggressive to come down, because Brunson was phenomenal last night too. So even though he played one of the best halves I've ever seen in the finals, I still think they'll give it to Brunson if he plays well in the clincher. I just think it's too. More realistically, I think it should be 5-1, maybe 8-1. I think plus 210 is too short on OG, considering what Brunson has done so far in the series. Even though he wasn't efficient, but he was so good last night down the stretch in the shots that he hit.
How about this? A respected bettor, Pauly, reached out to me today and said he thinks it's a complete coin flip. He's trying to get as much down on OG at this price as possible. But this comes down to, again...
Well, what does it look like, though, in the clincher? Though?
Sure, yeah. Voters right now, like if it ended tonight, who would be the MVP? I don't know how you possibly overlook what OG did last night. But...
I think they'd give it to Brunson.
So do I. I think
Brian Windhorst says OG has his vote as of now.
And he has a vote, an official vote?
I think he does. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I wonder if that would be enough if other people think like that as well. By the way, so the Mitch Johnson angle last night again, I mean, that third quarter stretch, what are we doing here? Taking that many threes, you're up by 20-plus points, nothing's going in, and you're not taking any time off the clock as well. You're taking those shots with 10 seconds or more on the shot clock. I think this team can put it behind them because they're so young. Mitch Johnson, coach for the Spurs, talked about that after the loss last night.
Yeah, I think, again, we have 2 days to put everything we have into that game. And that's the only game that matters. And, by no means am I not acknowledging the Knicks and what they've done and give them credit for playing good basketball, but we feel like we've decided the outcome of all 4 games. And we need to be better in the next game.
Completely agree with him.
Well, here's what hurts you. The Knicks going for the jugular, and the Knicks have been the nuts in closeout games. Blood in the water, they attack and end it. What they did against Atlanta, what they did against Philly, and what they did against Cleveland. And they all were on the road, too. That's what's been impressive. Those teams quit. Not that San Antonio will, but they were so good they made those teams quit. So when they've had the opportunity to close out, they have done it, and they played their best in closeout games.
I would ask you, I'd also love to get a gauge from the audience as well. On X at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Pauly Howard. Who's been the better team so far in the series?
I don't know.
I mean, San Antonio with a double-digit lead in every single game.
Well, the Knicks blew that in game 2, too, though. They were up 14 late, and they collapsed. It also comes down to what whistle we're going to see as well, and what happens with Wemby and what happens with Cat.
Sure.
Because old Cat showed up. I thought the second foul was ridiculous with review, but who knows what you're going to get with the officiating.
You never know.
And the Knicks fans think it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, at halftime, what's going on? That's what I was trying to say in the first segment.
Yes.
At halftime, come on, put the phone down. Stop complaining. The free throws were 23-5, by the way. And you might, the second foul on Towns, isn't that like by the book? I'd let him play. I would not call a whistle there.
That's what I like at least about Tony Brothers. No blood, no foul.
Yeah, let him play a little bit here.
You got to be consistent. You can't let him be so physical, and then you call the nickel dime stuff. But that's what that was SGA on Reeves. When you could have broke Reeves' arm, and they called it on Reeves. I mean, I agree with Legler and the guys that he had it initially, but he didn't pin him. He had plenty of time to remove his arm. But for that to be overturned on a review and the fouls on Wemby and it comes back the other way, that was a killer.
Sure, and wait until you see what the ratings are going to look like for last night's game. Combine that with Game 3, and again, I will ask the question, do you think the NBA will want the series over in 5 games, or would they want Game 6 back in Madison Square Garden? For those of you who are wearing the tinfoil hats, as always, like you were last night during the game, and thought it was completely lopsided and they were trying to fix the game for San Antonio.
Well, you think the other thing, too, is the story with I cannot believe at DraftKings they were only 22-1.
That's...
Now, how can that be?
Paul, make
down
that make
20
sense.
points with 9 minutes. And they were just 80-1 in the same situation against Cleveland.
Yeah, and again, to point this out, you brought this up earlier. The Knicks trailed by 17 with fewer than 9 minutes to play. Entering that game last night, teams were 0-96 when trailing by 17-plus points in the final 9 minutes of regulation of a finals game since 1970-1971. Winless in 96 games until last night.
You need at least 50.
At minimum.
It's got to be at least 50 there.
Yep.
I mean, if it's 9-1 Nats in the bottom of the eighth and it's 100-1, with this, ESPN Analytics gave them a 99.6% chance to win at that point.
That's right.
And you see what that was. This is also good as we talked. Boy, did OG take Josh Hart off the hook. Josh Hart shouting out OG after the game for saving him.
I mean, it's neat. Obviously, at the end of the day, we got to go out there and finish the job. And we can't be complacent or happy about this because, like I said, they're going to come out Saturday, in their spot, their fans, and that's going to be a battle. But this game was crazy. Like I said, I got a special shout out, for OG, man, because he saved me. At least for this game, a lifetime of, regret. So, yeah, man, shout out to him.
Knicks fans would have been throwing eggs at his face.
Yeah. Then he didn't box out.
No.
And had the foul right after that.
That's right.
I can't believe he missed it. You see the reaction from Larry David?
Oh, yeah.
How animated was Larry David?
Almost fell down, actually.
But oh, God. That is an all-time atmosphere and environment and how loud it was and the finish and everything that occurred. You'll never forget it. We might live to be 90, never see it again.
You know what?
Everything has to go wrong, or with the Knicks, everything has to go right. I mean, you got to work your ass off to blow that game.
Here is the hottest take I'm going to give you the entire week, maybe beyond that. Like for the last 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more. We're in now coming up in the middle of June. This is better than football season. Because football season is just, okay, it's the same thing every single day, and it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. But this is just completely different. In June, we're getting the Cup Final and the NBA Finals to play out like this concurrently. And we have the World Cup starting, the College World. It's just like, it's phenomenal.
No, I can't. Fox has got to back that out. I can't believe it. They didn't think OG could catch me, he said.
Yeah.
A veteran player to make that mistake.
Oh, I love the video saying if only San Antonio had a vet who did that before. And it's Manu Ginobili, who had a breakaway. And he's like, no, I'm going to steer all the way back to half court with like 20 seconds left, and they can follow me if they want.
Up at Pauly Market, Brunson is 51% MVP. OG is 29%. $2 million in volume. Get up there now. Whether you're tuned into basketball or hockey, the action is nonstop. And Pauly Market lets you cash out before the final buzzer. Get started with free money, $50. Get it now. Promo code BUZZ, B-U-Z-Z. Get it at Pauly Market and get your money. Check local regulations before trading. Eligibility requirements apply.
We'll go to Raleigh up next. Dennis Bernstein on the program. These games are flying over. Is he riding hot streaks in Game 5? We'll find out next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We'll head back to Raleigh, North Carolina. We do have Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight. Dennis Bernstein, longtime friend of the show, joins the program. He's on site, senior writer for thefourthperiod.com, also host on SiriusXM NHL. Denny, good to see you, my man. Lifelong Knicks fan, too, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I grew up in the Bronx. I'm old enough to remember 70 and 73. So, look, that wasn't even sports last night, fellas. That was theater. Mm-hmm. That was incredible. I watched it from my room. Just incredible. And I heard tonight what the NHL plan to do is have one of the teams go down 7-0, and then they'll stage the same epic comeback like the NBA did. So, but all kidding aside,
well, hey,
it should be a great game tonight. Yeah.
Honestly, that's not far-fetched the way that this Cup Final is going either.
Yeah, none of these teams know how to work with momentum. You got a 2-0 lead, you're not controlling anything.
Yeah.
You're probably better off getting down 2-0. Mitch, it's been a crazy, great 4 games. And I expect more of the same tonight. There's not much separating these teams. I think big questions, and we'll talk about it, is like what's going to happen in goal with actually both these teams.
Sure, absolutely. Let's start with Carolina. It's got to be Bussy again, right?
Yeah, it's going to be Bussy. Yep, and Freddie Anderson's not even dressed. They said they needed a day off, Pauly, but it's no longer a day off. There's something more going on, whether it's an injury, whether it's mental fatigue, I'm not sure. But now you lose Freddie for the rest of the play. I assume for the rest of the final. Like, how's he going to be mentally prepared to go back in net unless he gets bombarded tonight, Bussy? I don't see it. So it's basically Bussy's net to surrender. And Freddie's not even dressed. Kochekov, the backup, the third-string goalies. It's just a stunning move by Rod Brind'Amour with not a lot of explanation behind it.
Okay, well, you're the perfect guy to ask about this because you have voted for the Conn Smythe Award in the past. How would you look at that now, right? If Anderson, if you think he's done for the playoffs, not going to go tonight, he was like the short shot for Carolina. And then after that, I was like, well, I can't really make a case for him or that guy. Or it's like throwing darts. Marner was the odds-on favorite. How would you look at it now?
It clinches it for Marner. I remember this is the MVP of the playoffs because, let's be real, Jordan Staal has a great final. He's been great. 5 goals in 4 games. He's the 25th leading scorer if you go to the NHL.com listing of scorers in the playoffs. He can't win it. Maybe Stankoven. Right, you couldn't give it to. If Bussy gets 2 more shuts out, he'd win 3 games. That's not. I'm sorry, it's not a Conn Smythe winner. And there's a separation between Mitch Marner and the next high score. I think is 10 points. Now, there's a precedent, right? Connor McDavid, but Connor McDavid had 42 points, Mitch, when he won the Conn Smythe. Mitch has had a great playoff, but he's only had 29. But I don't see anybody else emerging here because it's too late and say maybe a Taylor Hall, but somebody would have to blow up and maybe get a hat trick and 2 goals in the last 2 games for that to happen. I think the path is clear for Mitch Marner to win the Conn Smythe at this point.
Wow. So is that thought process pretty common, you think, amongst other voters and guys and women who you talk to?
Yeah, because it's MVP of the playoffs. It's not like the NBA where you have an MVP of the finals or the Western Conference. It's the entirety of it. And Mitch is produced for the entirety of the playoffs. You can talk about Carter Hart, but Carter Hart's off-ice troubles, I think, slants people away from him. I think that because of what happened with respect to his off-ice issues, nobody's going to be voting for him. And he hasn't played great either. His stats look good, but the last couple of games, I think consecutive games, he gave up 3 goals on 3 shots. He's knocked out as well. I don't see anybody else but Marner, to be totally honest with you.
What do you think of Hart's play, and how concerned are you moving forward?
Well, Aiden Hill's not getting in. This is his. Torts is gonna ride or die with Carter Hart. He's earned it. He hasn't played that poorly. It's like these teams in front of these players, in front of these goalies, haven't been great. Same thing with Freddie Anderson. Like, if Freddie was like of the right mind or physically right to go in, when he gave up those 4 goals in Game 3, the team in front of him was terrible.
Absolutely,
they made so many mistakes. I didn't lay it on the goaltender, so that's why I was shocked they didn't go in for 4. So I think at this point, I just think I can't see Aiden Hill. There would have to be an injury, Pauly, for it to happen. I don't even think performance, short of him giving up 3 goals in the first minute, you'll see Aiden Hill. I think it's Carter Hart and Brandon Bussy for the duration of the final.
I'm shocked at what's transpired, the high scores, the mistakes, what's led the own goals and the breakaways. So how do you want to attack the game tonight? You expect more of the same?
Easy. I'm playing the over regardless of what the over is. And like you, I'm playing a goal in the first 10 minutes, and I'm playing the over 1.5 in the first period because these teams start fast. So one of these teams starts fast, and one of these teams starts slow.
Right.
And like you said, Pauly, I've never seen this in a cup final before. The scoring, the lack of momentum, the back and forth, and the quick goals. So you saw the other night in Game 4, right? Carolina jumped on Vegas in the first, minute and a half. So I think that's how I would play. Play the over because I still think this offense, the defenses haven't shown me anything. And these teams score quickly. They want to take advantage and jump on teams early. So I think those are the plays tonight for me.
Okay, so officially, again, all of those overs with the first period 1.5, the goal in the first 10, and also over 6. What are you hearing about Tortorella beyond this year? I know Mike Palm was on the show yesterday. Others have said, the promise was, you're going to be here until the end of June. And he's even said that, and then that's it. What do you think that's all about?
Well, I think if he wins, that's the second Stanley Cup he's won, Tortorella. I think he rides off into the sunset. What's there more to do? He came in to do the job. What was the job? Get this team to the playoffs, get this team to win a Stanley Cup. If he loses, he walks away. I don't think either way he's going to coach next season here in Vegas. I really don't see it, Mitch. I don't see it unless he wants to continue to coach. But like you said, why not give him the contract for 2-3 years? And maybe they do give an extension at the end if he does win the cup and raise the cup. But he's in his 60s. He's won twice. His legacy would be cemented if he won. Very, very few coaches win 2 Stanley Cups with different teams. So I think he comes in, does the job. I think he walks off into the sunset, and maybe a year from now finds another challenge because the challenge would have been mastered with Vegas. What's more to do? Back to back. This team's not going to win back to back. I just don't see it. So I think these are the final games for John Tortorella, at least in this version of John Tortorella.
What's the word around the campfire with Babcock going to Edmonton?
It's a very desperate team. That's what are doing it. Number one. Number two, Cassidy's not going to go to Edmonton. Vegas has their right to block it. And I'm sure that Edmonton is upset about that. But the clock's ticking in Edmonton, and they're desperate, and they need a proven winner. They can't go with a first-time coach or a young coach. They had to go with a hard ass because Knoblauch was not tough on these players, right? So it's crazy. There's going to be an investigation because supposedly there's more stuff that came out than just Babcock asking for players' phones when he was in Columbus. And they never did the investigation play because he resigned. He didn't want to go through it. It's desperation. But it's desperation because the clock is ticking on Connor McDavid. This is all revolving around Connor McDavid. They need to win. They need to win now. And they think that Babcock is the best choice. I'm not sure he is.
I don't know why this happened, but I never said the guy's name, like around my phone. But suddenly I had a bunch of these stories pop up on my Instagram feed about Babcock.
Yeah.
And they're all about how bad of a dude he is. He's like a horrible individual. I'm like, well, is this really the truth? Is he a bad guy?
Ask some former players. It depends on the player, Mitch, but there's enough players who don't like him and have said stuff publicly, like a guy like Mike Commodore who played for him who can't stand him. There are a lot of players who do dislike him because of the way they were treated. And that's why the investigation's going on. Mitch, have you ever heard before where the PA is calling for an investigation of a coach before they hire him? I've never heard of it.
No.
Because there's a reputation. No, you've never heard it. It's unprecedented. That's what makes this even more crazy. And it's going on during the Cup Final, so I'm sure the league is not happy with this. But because of the situation, Cassidy, and they got to move. The draft is in a couple of weeks in Buffalo. They got to move and get a coach. It's a crazy time. It's just desperation by Edmonton. Because I said, if they don't win with the next 2 years for Connor McDavid, he's going to wind up somewhere else.
Let me throw these at you. Right now I'm looking at goalie saves for tonight. Bussy, 20.5. That's the universal number across the screen. Carter Hart is either 26.5 or 27.5. What would you do with both those numbers?
I would play the over on Carter Hart. They're a puck possession team, Carolina. They're at home. The Bussy one is a tough one because if they do dominate puck possession, Carolina, Bussy's not going to face a lot of shots. But, if we get to a 5-3 game like we do, if we're going to go over 6, I think you play over on the saves on both teams because the defense has been leaky.
Yeah.
Not that Vegas can score without, like the other night, I think they had 3 goals on 20 shots. I'd play over the save totals because I just think that this script is going to go like the first 4 games. You're going to see a lot of offense. That should produce a lot of shots. So y'all play the overs on the goalie.
I'll tell you what, we need a Jack Eichel sighting tonight.
Yes, good point.
Are you right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. He was
2
close.
goals.
He was close the other night, but he's got to really show up.
Mitch, he had the tying goal on a stick.
Yep.
Like in front, and he shot it wide. Like he needs to have a big game. Like Mitch Marner's had his legacy game. It's time for Jack Eichel to have his legacy game, and there's not a better time than tonight for him. It's been a struggle from a goal scoring standpoint, Mitch. He's played well, but he needs to have a signature game. This sets up for a signature game for Jack Eichel. He's played well. He just hasn't produced, and he's had the opportunities.
You're the man. Let's grab a steak next time you're in Las Vegas. Follow him on X at DennisTFP. Does a great job for the fourthperiod.com and also SiriusXM NHL. Have fun at the game tonight, Dennis. We appreciate that.
Mitch Pauly, always great being on FTM. Thanks for the time. I appreciate it.
Yep,
Appreciate
appreciate
you.
you.
On the Progressive Guest Line live in Raleigh tonight for Game 5.
We're brought to you by Pauly Market. Get on the action with a free $50 using promo code BUZZ at Pauly Market, BUZZ. And up right now, Carolina 57% to be the champs. Vegas 42%. Marner 55%. Conn Smythe, Hall 16%. Also, how long will the series go? Exact outcome. Most goals in a game. Goal leaders. Interesting answer on Stahl.
Very much
Marner.
so.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a guy who has had a vote for the Conn Smythe in previous years.
Yeah.
And I thought a very key moment there, too, was when he answered the question about talking to other people who have a vote. And he's very adamant about that, by the way. It's the entire playoffs, not just the Cup Final. That's it. Win, lose up next.
Oh, boy. It's a banger.
So many bombs cashed last night. From the Knicks in play, method of the first points, to the player with the first dunk, and much more. Pauly has the details. He'll run it down and Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Knicks in play 22-1, 29-1. 30, 33 to 1 in that range, but that's it. Not higher than that. I was stunned. Before the game, will a team win down 25 plus, 20 to 1? Before the series started, will a team win down 20 plus? Yes, plus 450. First score, Fox plus 750. Method of the first point, Fox free throw, 56 to 1. Both teams to score in the first minute, plus 150. 7+ points in the first minute, plus 310.
Jeez.
First three, Vassell 6 to 1. He wasn't offered. Imagine what this would have paid. First dunk of the game, Carter Bryant. It occurred in the second quarter.
That was the first dunk, second
Yeah.
quarter? Yeah, well, they don't offer bench players, right, for that market.
Well,
It's
you
only
think it
starters.
happens right away?
Yeah.
Yes. Most assists, dead heat, Fox and Brunson. Fox now a big favorite to lead the series in assists. Most threes in the game, OG plus 550. 7+ threes, 30 to 1. 6+ threes, 17 to 1. OG to score 30 plus at DraftKings, 13 to 1.
So he's going to take that market down, huh?
He's a $5 favorite now.
Is he really?
Yes. What a run it's been for him, especially the last two games. Brunson 35 plus 325. Champagny steals 4+, 23 to 1. Fox 4+ made threes, 10 to 1. Brunson did it again, 3+ steals, 10 to 1. I forget to look at that. I got to do it, especially when teams are sloppy with the ball. Rasmussen most strikeouts yesterday, 20 to 1. Giants most runs, 20 to 1. Highest scoring game, Giants. Nats 12 to 1. Giants 100 to 1 in play. Trailed 9 to 1 in the eighth. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. Look at this. This is what I go through every time I eat, the guy says. Sitting there with a book. Look at the mug, huh? Look at that face. Just waiting for something to drop. Or, begging. A little something? Huh? Can you give me a snack? Can I get a nibble? Anything? My guy Jordan's like that. Look at him. Just waiting either for something to drop or can you just feed me a little something? Like, no room. It's good defense. He's not all over the guy. Every single meal.
Yeah, just one little treat here, pal, please.
They're right next to him. That's awesome. Is this the Beagles? Oh, yeah. Escape artists. They're fantastic. Look at the Beagles hanging out. One climbs the ladder, going up. They're all hanging out. When Jordan was a puppy, he would escape and do that. We're climbing up the gate. And Bailey, the female, would also climb up the gate. By the ladder, impressive work. Look at the other guys. Like, what are you doing, man? Come down.
So does the Beagle know how to get back down then? Or does the owner have to go over and grab him? Do they have a treat up there? So he's going after... Okay, all right. They're training him to climb the ladder, I guess, is what I'm gathering here.
I don't know about that. I know. That's interesting. Plenty of lose some. This surprised me last night, and I think Dolan's got a problem on his hands. So Barkley says to Ben Stiller pregame, who's doing a documentary on the Knicks, you've had season tickets for a long time. You've seen the good and the bad. And Stiller's like, no, I can't afford tickets. I don't pay for them. Are all those people comped?
I would have guessed. That's my guess, yeah.
Well, also, it's like, can you imagine if someone's paying for tickets and they have a star status? How many emails and calls is he getting today? Like, wait a second, you're comping Ben Stiller?
Well, I sent you over the entire list.
Oh, the list was incredible. No, the list was nuts. I don't have a problem with all the former Knicks, right? Because there's so many former Knicks players there. But like Seinfeld, Larry David, Taylor Swift, is everyone comped?
That's my guess. I mean, I highly doubt that Jack paid for a Lakers ticket ever in his life.
These tickets are going for six figures, though. He's handed them out?
James Dolan is worth how many billions of dollars? I'm guessing I don't think it's like, you think Adam Sandler's paying for tickets?
I
can't imagine.
They would, yeah.
How about this? I saw one.
How about Adam Sandler, like in the third row?
Yeah. I saw this last night. There was a guy who went to a comedy club at 11:30, said kind of dead, Knicks game, but the stars who were at the game, he said Chris Rock, because he came there after the game, and there was an agreement, evidently. Rock, Chappelle showed up, did like 2 hours, and Shane Gillis was like drunk, he said, and they were all just up there like trying new material, and it was like nobody was there, and he's like, it was the best night of my entire life.
Oh wow, that's awesome. What a story. The other thing, the lose some, Darren Ravel was at the game. He said over 200 people left. Now imagine the common guy paying for that price for tickets, and you leave and miss that. Number one, that's what you pick. Because the one guy got like 1 million views. He's like, imagine you paid 6 figures and the Knicks lose by 30. How does that look?
Right.
But then the people that left early. Now, that was, and we talked to Stanford Steve later in the show. I couldn't get enough of the post game on ESPN because everyone and all the celebrities and everyone would come up just standing on the floor and nobody left. It was so great. Number one, it's a hassle getting out of there. Right. But so you can't believe what you just saw.
Well, first of all, there wasn't a common fan there paying that much money for the tickets that could leave early. And number two, it happens all over the place, right? All you have to do is think about Heat Spurs in 2013. How many Miami Heat fans got locked out of the arena trying to get back in?
Took off, yes.
Yep.
But that's tough. I mean, I saw several people. I paid $55,000 for these tickets. I paid $25,000, and they're down 29 points. How about Amon Shumpert, who's working for ESPN? He's wearing his own jersey. What was that move?
I kind of like that, actually.
He's got his own jersey on.
Yeah,
He played with the Knicks.
I don't mind that.
He's walking around town saying hi to the fans.
I'm okay with that.
He's on the court?
Sure.
Okay. The bad beats. Spurs, obviously. Spurs team total. You needed 32 second half points. That's all you needed. They couldn't get there. Dodgers blew it. Up 6-1 in the 7th. They lost. And, of course, the Nats. 9-1 in the bottom of the 8th, and they blow it. God.
Live when we were on the air yesterday.
Yes, in the walk-off grand slam. Sports calendar never stops. 2-0 Mexico, 84th minute. Sharp Plays covers it all. Excellent on soccer. And they have great sources and intel, reaching out to over 500 bettors and sources worldwide across all sports and sending the info to subscribers in real time. They find the value before the numbers shift. Respected, watched, and feared. Look for the daily Mr. Poison tweets. Get the Telegram plays as well. Start winning with them at sharpplays.com.
I want to revisit something that you said regarding the finals MVP. This is a tweet from Not Yego. He listened to the Windhorse podcast immediately after the game. Both Windy and Tim Bontemps, a voter, immediately said OG is their MVP. And he is obviously at Pauly Market at around 29% to get the award right now.
Yeah. I thought it was a too big of a move after last night's game.
I don't think that voters should ignore how inefficient Brunson was, and he was a negative on the court for the first 3 games overall.
The plus minus too, yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think Cat's out of it now.
Yeah, I'd say that ticket's probably dead.
But that's also how they win and how do they perform in the clincher, if so. Because that could be a tough race, but I think they'll give it to Brunson because he was so good in the fourth quarter and also in the comeback. But then again, OG was just at all-time what he did. 5 for 5 from 3. Yeah. The block, the putback, did it all.
That block, honestly, it's not going to go down as the same block that LeBron had 10 years ago when they won that Game 7 up in San Francisco, Oakland, the Bay Area against the Warriors. But that was just as big. That was a Game 7. Last night was a Game 4. But without that block, what are we talking about here? I would actually, we're going to expand on Fox coming up in the next hour of the show. I don't understand the basketball IQ.
What is he doing? He's a veteran.
He said that he could outrun OG is what he thought was going to happen.
That's one thing. But coming down, jacking threes, quick shots on the shot clock, settling for jumpers, turnovers,
instantly
bailing out Alvarado at half court.
And Johnson, by the way, I think it took a 20-4 run by the Knicks for him to call timeout. With that 29-point lead, I would have taken a timeout almost immediately because you have to recognize how many ill-advised shots your team was taking with too much time left on the shot clock.
Yep.
And I saw Bill Barnwell tweet about this today, and I thought he was I like Bill. He's a great writer for the NFL. He said, stick with your game plan. He goes, they'd be getting crushed right now if they shot twos, and they were not efficient at twos. It's unsustainable for a team to shoot like that for an entire game. And that's one of the reasons why I eventually got down on the Knicks to win that game last night live betting. I didn't take the 30-1. It wasn't high enough, but you could see the writing on the wall that the Knicks had a chance when they cut it to 15 to close out the third quarter. Why can't they come back and win that game?
I asked you earlier in the week. I'll ask you again. Is the series over if Pop's the coach?
I would lean yes.
There's a big difference between an all-time great and Johnson. We're seeing it.
I think they're up. They could easily be up 3-1. I know it's woulda, coulda, shoulda, but
what does Harper have to do to get the big minutes? The guy delivers every game.
Every game.
Right?
Yes.
Brunson, 51% at Pauly Market. OG, 29%. LeBron next team. Lakers, 58%. Warriors, 9%. Check it out at Pauly Market. We're brought to you by Pauly Market. Again, on the action, free money. Use code BUZZ. BUZZ. Get $50 at Pauly Market. Code BUZZ.
I have a rumored deal involving LeBron and Giannis coming up in the next hour as well. UFC Freedom this weekend at the White House. We'll discuss it from a betting perspective. Lou Finacaro, best bets on the program, coming up next.